This is the screen help for the main calendar for the advanced calendar for Lodging Management Pro version 12. When you start out on this calendar, at the upper corner on the left, you'll see the date of the current date that you're looking at. If you want to move forward or backward a date, you would click on these arrows, or you click the center to go to the current date. You can also use the calendar down at the bottom. If you click on any one date, it will take you to that date. For example, if I click on the 5th, it'll go back to the 5th. If I'm looking for an event or an appointment that's on one day, what I do is I click on anything that has an underline in it, and it'll display that day's activities or appointments. Let's go up to the 7th and look on there. You'll see that there's another one on that date. The calendar actually allows you to add an appointment by clicking on this plus button, and it adds another line like this one, and you can have as many as you want for each day. You can click on this arrow to edit, where you go to the edit view screen and you edit this record, or you can click on the actual title. It'll also take you there. The person that is assigned this particular appointment is admin. And in this application, if you click here, you'll see that there is an administrator and a manager. Now, in this particular application, you have some really good flexibility as far as managing the calendar. For example, if you had a 10-unit lodging or larger or any size, what you can do is you can create another calendar screen for each apartment or room that you have in there, and they'll display in this area. If you click on that, for example, if I use the manager and click on it, you'll notice that it disappeared, the information here. If you assign something to an individual or a room or an apartment, it will show up for that calendar. So you can have as many calendars as you want, storing the data for that particular drop-down event or calendar that you're looking at. There's a search area here where you can search within the calendar you're viewing for anything that's viewable in the calendar. That could be for a day, week, month, year, or the list view. You can also show all or part of the stuff that's in here for the drop-down list. In this case, I'm showing all. Now, if I'm going to go to the week and look at the week calendar, you'll see each time there's an event on a weekend or a week, it's going to show in here, with the green being the current day. And down at the bottom, you're going to see the daily appointments showing up in this area down here. You can complete an activity if you click on it in this space, or you can delete one if you want to delete it using the orange arrow down here at the bottom, or X. There are also other calendars that you can use here as far as the month view, the year view, and a list view that shows the events. This would be as long as the many events that you have. When you see something that's in red, that means that it has expired, meaning that on that certain date, if you look at that date and it's past due, you'll see it's now in red, and it's now showing on the expired side of the appointments. So, and it also drops down a little information block that tells you about that appointment. There is also a built-in user help that tells you how to use the rest of the application for the calendar, where you can add users. You can add a different language. If you go into this screen, you can change the language. I recommend that you do not change anything in this. This has got some real issues if you change it incorrectly. You really have to follow the instructions quite explicitly. The user is where you pick a user and provide the user information for that user. Down at the bottom, there's a profile that is in there to show the user profile. So if I click it, it will pop up a screen for the current user, which is the administrator, and this person has sysadministrator rights. And if you click here, you can see that there's also a user rights, which means they're limited in the number of things they can do in this application. In the preferences screen has special setups that are covered in the help file, or you can click here for the help. And you can also, don't recommend it, but you can actually change the icons and information as far as the individual appointment types. Now, in the appointment types, we'll cover that in the next screen. And you can see here that there are priorities, and it shows you like today, the selected date, the current month, and another month. And these are where you can actually send out emails if you modify or add a new calendar event and you want it to go out to certain individuals, anybody that has a check in their name in the checkbox on the edit screen will get an email saying that this has been modified and there's a change been made to it. So that being said, let's take a look at if you have an expired appointment, you can click here and it'll take you in so you can edit that appointment and either change the date range or change the information or delete it. It's really up to you as far as what is the responsible thing to do. Okay, that pretty well covers the calendar screen. I do say again, you need to read this help here, which gives you a very inclusive help as far as all the extra features that are included in this calendar.